This is the weeding out phase. All the really bad investors get weeded out, the people that are not willing to adopt new strategies and new ways to make money. Hey guys, I'm super excited about what's going on in the market. Jerome Powell says interest rates are going to get raised higher, faster, stay there longer than originally anticipated.
Inflation remains too high and the labor market continues to be very tight. My colleagues and I understand the hardship that high inflation is causing,
and we remain strongly committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal.
You can see in the office, we're making some changes because we anticipate a ton of content being made, and I'll tell you why. Come down here, I'm gonna show you guys the studio, what we're working on. In a couple of days, we're gonna re-wallpaper this office, new whiteboard, new all sorts of stuff, new mics, new lights, new all that kind of stuff, because we wanna tell more stories. Today, I bought 2 houses subject to today with less than 4% interest, no money out of my pocket, no credentials, that are both gonna be turned into sober living. So if you guys want a sober living training, okay, I have a sober living training on how do you buy a house subject to and then turn it into a sober living facility. Eric's struggling with the ISO, by the way. He says, no, he's not. Shake the camera, no, so people know, no, he says no. Okay, there you go, boom. Okay, so if you guys wanna learn that, I'm gonna give you guys a link down below so you guys can see a Zoom on a training I just did with Patrick, one of my students.
Our first year, we had 30 homes and we grossed about 18 million in our first year.
That's insane. Guys, check this out. All the way from Boston, all the way down to Alaska, I am buying deals. And I anticipate that this year in 2023, I'll buy hundreds of single family homes. The difference between 2022 and 2023 for us is that we're gonna buy more houses in 2023 than we did in 2022. Market's going down. It's gonna continue to go down. So why would I buy houses if the market is going down? And if Jerome Powell says, hey, rates are gonna go up higher, stay there longer, okay, than originally anticipated, then why would I continue to buy houses? Well, because the majority of the houses that we buy them sub-2. Okay, which means we're taking over existing payments or we're buying them on seller finance where the seller and myself work out terms. So number one, go in the link down below. I'm gonna give you guys a sober living training. Okay, it's more of a Zoom. It's kind of like an interview format. Go down below, you'll see what sober living is, how we're making a lot of money, because check this out. I just bought a deal today. Property is under contract, so I can tell you the address. Hopefully it doesn't fall out of escrow. Sometimes they do, but today is March 21st. Let's see if my team can get this out on the YouTube channel on March 22nd. If they do, give them a shout out in the comments down below. But I just bought a deal right here with Kevin Cho, okay? Okay, gorgeous house. Would you live here, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
3-car garage. No renovation needed, like really good looking house, right? Is that pretty dope? $624,000 house, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,751 square feet. So the question comes in, if I'm buying that subject to, which means I'm taking over the payment, the PITI, check this out, the PITI is $3,478. Okay, $3,478. That's the PITI. Now, for people who don't know what PITI means that's the total payment. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance, that's everything, right? So the payment I make on my personal house, we actually call that the PITI. Principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, everything included, okay? The only thing that doesn't include is an HOA. And kind of by the looks of that house, I assume that house has an HOA. So there's probably an additional, let's say $200 on there, okay? So if you take $3,478 plus $200, what's my total cost, Eric? $3,700, you'd say, just to be safe? Okay, cool. So $3,700, when I was brand new, and I'm a brand new newbie, kind of going along the road, I'm gonna look at a payment at $3,478, whatever that ends up being, $3,700. So if I got a payment that big, I would stress out, and I'd be like, how am I gonna cover that payment, 1, and then how am I gonna cash flow on it, number 2? Well, one of the best ways to cash flow right now, especially as Airbnb is trending downward as well. Yes, guys, Airbnb is trending downward. I still have 75 Airbnbs all over the country. I love Airbnb. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I like Airbnb right now. I don't love it. You know what I love? I love sober living. Because what's gonna happen with sober living on this house is I'm gonna be able to rent out this property to a transitional set of people, and it's a protected class of humans, so HOAs can't stop me from doing it. I'm gonna be able to rent this property out for probably close to $7,000 a month on a transitional living situation, or I could go to like ALE Solutions and do people that are displaced from insurance related things like, you know, a hurricane. We don't have those here, but you know, floods like hot water heater flood or whatever else kind of thing, or roof leak that flooded their house type of thing. I can do so many different exit strategies on houses that I'm buying right now. And the goal is to use sober living on that property or other properties that I'm buying so that I can make a lot of cash flow. So even though the market's trending downward, my goal is to acquire 4%, 3%, 2%. I just bought a deal in Hawaii right here on the little corner of Hawaii, 2% interest on a 2-acre parcel with a main property in the front and a guest house in the back. And I'm gonna turn that into a transitional living home. Surprise, surprise, it's kind of weird. It's because the elevated cash flow will allow me to get through the market that is currently changing. The market is changing right now. Airbnb is going down. Short-term rental is going down. VRBO is going down. Guys, the market is trending downward. Agents are having a hard time selling houses. It's going to continue to get way, 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 way worse. So, a couple of places I would go if I were you is I would go direct to seller. Okay, if you want to go direct to seller, here's what I would do. I would go and pull a list of expired listings, and I would go after sub-2 opportunities. This is a major strategy. Why? Check this out. Kevin, who sold me this deal, okay, he says to me, okay, check it out. Eric, I don't know if you can zoom in on this, but check it out. Do we have room for a $10,000 assignment on this? I said, yes, I'll buy it. Can you see that? So you can assign sub-2 deals right now, guys. You should be assigning sub-2 deals because there's people like me that will buy them, and there's end buyers that will buy them as well. So spend your time finding these deals right now. Assigning cash deals right now is dead. It's dead. Yes, people are doing, but only really the top 1% of investors are able to wholesale cash deals right now. It's really challenging. Nobody wants to fix and flip right now. Why? Eric, why don't people want to fix and flip right now?
Interest rates.
Interest rates. What does that mean? It means if I buy a house today, interest rates are going to continue to trend upward. So by the time I'm done fixing and flipping my property, the house is actually worth less than what I actually bought it for, thinking, hey, I hope this property goes up in value, so when I exit the fix and flip, I actually make money. That's not what's happening right now. 2022, so many people got their butts handed to them. 2023 is going to be worse, and 2024 is going to be more the same. So if you're trying to wholesale and you're brand new, you need to be wholesaling sub-2 deals like Kevin just did, making $10,000 whacks, $15,000 whacks. I think Hayel, who's sending me a deal right now, I don't have her thing up here. So Hayel, where's Hayel? Hayel made $15,000. That's all I know. She made $15,000 on an assignment, which I want. I want people making money on assigning sub-2 and seller finance deals. Creative finance, not only can you wholesale, okay? Not only can you wholesale creative finance, but you can also fix and flip creative finance, even though I don't like doing fix and flip on anything right now because the market's trending downward. But I can also buy and hold. And for smart investors like myself that I know about sober living, again, training down and link below. I'll give you guys a Zoom so you guys can actually just download it and watch that whole hour interview with Patrick. It'll be absolutely amazing. Sober living, transitional homes, assisted living, behavioral health, all sorts of exit strategies besides Airbnb are going to dominate over the next handful of years as people are traveling less and Airbnb are having a hard time, okay? This is the weeding out phase. This happens every 10 to 15 years. All the really bad investors get weeded out, the people that are not willing to adopt new strategies and new ways to make money. So, a couple of things I'll give you guys. Number one, sober living training, link in the description down below. Number two, if you guys want contracts on how to get some of these deals under contracts, go down in the description down below. And number three, make sure you guys subscribe. We found out that 80% of people that watch our channels, we get about, check this out, guys, come on. We got a YouTube plaque. You know people like us, okay? But 80% of you guys watching this are not subscribing to the channel. Give us a little bit of love. It's how Eric and Giselle and everybody else on the team Jose, who's editing a lot, and Steph, who edits tremendously, Trevor, who does a great job, Sean, who's doing a great job. Who else we got? Zach's new, guys. Well, Eric, you know, everybody knows Eric. He's the shit. Give us some love, please. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have 0% of you guys watching this not subscribe to the channel. And in the meantime, go in the link in the description down below. We'll give you guys some freebies on sober living and some other good stuff. And we'll see you in another update on the market. See ya.